welcome to the conversation here on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning and welcome to the show. I am Ajibola Ojeshola.
Good morning and welcome. I am Joy Olu.
Joy, did it rain in Ogun State this morning?
Well, when I left the house, it hasn't started raining, but
when you go to Lagos?
I even love the way the set is partitioned. This is Lagos, and that's some
Ogun
other part of the
State.
country.
No, Jibola, no, you got it wrong.
It's just a bridge that is in
and
between.
It's just a bridge.
Lagos is Nigeria.
And in fact, when you're I beg God, they say, this is Lagos.
Welcome to Lagos.
It's not welcome. This is Lagos.
Okay, and then so it's raining in Lagos this morning, and again, depending on where you are in Lagos, that is where. So Jibola, the rain.
It only drizzled where I live, and I was surprised when Abibola was saying that it was quite heavy coming from Ikorodu Road down to Ojota.
It was very, very heavy. I understand because I was listening to the radio on my way here, and of course, a lot of commentaries also on the island. The report is that it is raining heavily on the island, and of course it is also getting flooded in a couple of places. So this is where we appeal to road users this morning. Please, when you're driving, be mindful of other commuters. Just know that you're not the only one on the road. So please drive safely, and if you cannot see, I beg park.
Park, yeah.
Just so that everybody will arrive safely. It is better late than to be sorry.
And this is not the best of time to live in some parts of Lekki.
And this is the best time to rent a house.
Ah, yes,
And even this morning
you
on
actually
my
know
way,
the kind of house that you want to rent.
on my way, I saw that they've opened the dam.
Oh.
Does it come to your estate?
No.
Estate is fun now.
So sorry, my estate is one of the.
One day.
Oh God, we have several
In
in
Ogun
Lagos.
Anyway, let's go on the show this morning by starting with our news points today. Ajibola, let's start with you.
Okay, Democracy Day. Tinubu to address National Assembly on June 12. President Bola Tinubu is scheduled to address a joint session of the National Assembly on June 12 as part of activities marking this year's Democracy Day. The address will form part of a series of official events lined up for the federal government to commemorate the 2026 Democracy Day, according to the Interministerial Committee inaugurated on Tuesday to coordinate the nationwide program. Other activities lined up for the celebration included a World Press Conference on June 4, special Jumat service on June 5, an interdenominational church service on June 7, a Democracy Day public lecture on June 9, youth and women-oriented programs on June 10, a presidential broadcast on June 12, and a Democracy Gala Night on June 12 as well. Inaugurating the committee, the federal government paid tribute to the late Chief M.K. Abiola and other heroes of the June 12 struggle. A statement by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, through his media aide, Yomi Odunuga, said the SGF, George Akume, noted that Democracy Day provides an opportunity to reflect on the sacrifices made by Nigerians who fought for democratic governance. Akume described the June 12 anniversary as a significant moment to honor those who contributed to Nigeria's democracy. The democratic values and institutions being strengthened across the country today are founded on the sacrifices and struggle of patriots and Democrats who fought for the enthronement of democracy in Nigeria. The SGF paid tribute to heroes of June 12, 1993 struggle, and particularly to the late Chief M.K. Abiola, whose sacrifice and commitment to democracy, he said, led to the recognition of June 12 as Democracy Day. Akume also said the celebration will provide an opportunity for the federal government to showcase its achievement and reaffirm its commitment to democratic ideals, institutional strengthening, and national development. It noted that President Bola Tinubu's administration will use the occasion to demonstrate progress made in consolidating democracy, strengthening institutions, and implementing reforms despite prevailing socio-economic challenges. With only 10 days to the anniversary, Akume directed members of the committee to begin work immediately to ensure the successful execution of all approved activities. He added that the celebration will be modest but purposeful, in line with the government commitment to fiscal responsibility. Akume said the committee had been divided into subcommittees to handle various aspects of the celebration and directed all subcommittee secretaries to submit their budget for approval. So that's it. We all know that officially June 12 is the Democracy Day for Nigeria. I remember in 1993, I was still in secondary school when we had that election, June 12, option A4. It was the fairest and the fairest in the history of Nigeria, but unfortunately, it was annulled. But then, it's been recognized as the official Democracy Day for Nigeria. So come June 12, which is a few days away from now, Nigerians will join our leaders to celebrate another June 12 celebration in 2026. But, Abimbola, why we are having Gala Night is what I don't know, because when you look at the mood of the nation, this is not the period when we should be having Gala Night. We have more serious concerns, we have more serious business and challenges to deal with as a nation. What are we galaing?
Well, right questions I've asked, and you know, and I think I picked my response from what you read out, probably also from the release of Mr.
SGF.
On behalf of the SGF, and he, you know, and I quickly put it down so that I will quote it as you read it. Modest but purposeful. So you asked a valid question. Why would the country, or why should the country hold a gala night, you know, in the midst of everything that is happening? And perhaps this will just be my response, that they have said it will be modest but purposeful.
Modest gala night.
But there's really nothing modest about spending money. Because again, there are various committees that have been put in place. Can we just mark the Democracy Day with the lecture? Because again, it is a day that, you know, it's history. And we will remember that, you know, some people fought for the democracy of Nigeria. And remember that, you know, May 29th used to be Nigeria's Democracy Day. But of course, a lot of people said it would be in tandem with what the proponent of June 12 fought for. Let's maintain June 12. And here we are maintaining June 12. Can we just do the official celebration and let everybody go home? How will you come to a gala night and you will not eat? And there will be no music. And there will be no tete-a-tete. And it just, sometimes it just looks a bit insensitive to the mood of the nation. But again, I will go back to, it will be a modest
celebration.
Okay. Celebration.
How modest is going to be? We'll be looking at.
I am not part of the committee.
They will transmit it live now. Mr. President will be at the National Assembly. Then we'll see the modesty of the gala night.
And I think that really should be it. You know, address the nation, assuage the fears of people, because on a daily basis, people are living in fear. You hear Pam and everybody is running helter-skelter. People are, you know, making a mountain out of a molehill. Any little thing people would tie to insecurity. And, you know, this thing has a way of just creating unpalpable fear in the minds of people. Even places that are safe, people are just concocting different things, sharing videos, doing a lot. Sometimes when you look at some of these videos, you ask again, are you sure this is really Nigeria? So
I think we have entered the state of paranoia.
Yes, everybody is just, you know, right now everybody is just fearful and not sure of what's going to happen. And I think it's just right for Mr. President on June 12 to just again allay the fears and tell everybody that we are doing our very best. Because again, in the midst of it all, we see what the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Navy, we see what they are doing. We see the kind of work they are putting in, you know, the Lake Chad, they're combing the Lake Chad and on a daily basis getting things done. But is it everywhere? Probably we cannot say it is everywhere. So this is the time to actually just let everybody know that, you know what, we're trying our very best. We might not be everywhere at the moment, but we're doing the very best to ensure that people are safe. So having a gala night, can it be modest? I don't know. Will it be purposeful? Perhaps at the end of the day. So let's see how this will pan out at the end of the day. Let's take the second story this morning. This one says, Appeal Court orders INEC to register LPP within 30 days. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to register the Liberation People's Party, LPP, as a political party and issue it a certificate of registration within 30 days. The appellate court overturned an earlier decision of the Federal High Court Abuja, which had declined the relief sought by the political association In a landmark judgment delivered on Tuesday, a three-member panel of justices unanimously held that the LPP was deemed duly registered under Section 754 of the Electoral Act 2022, effective from December 2025, being 60 days after the party submitted its application to INEC. The panel, comprising Justices Banjoko, Abang, and Oyewumi, ruled in favor of the party and awarded 5 million naira in damages against INEC, in addition to 500,000 naira as the cost of litigation. The court's decision followed an appeal filed by the LPP, challenging the judgment of the Federal High Court presided over by Justice B.F.M. Nyako. According to the party, it was among 14 political associations pre-qualified by INEC from a total of 171 applicants seeking registration in 2025. The LPP stated that after paying the mandatory administrative fee of 2 million naira, it was issued an access code within a 30-day validity period to enable it upload the required registration document on INEC's online portal. However, the party alleged that INEC blocked its access to the portal before the expiration of the deadline, thereby preventing it from completing the registration process. Reacting to the judgment, lead counsel to LPP, Barrister John Nwobodo, described the ruling as a triumph for democracy, justice, and the rule of law. Nwobodo also assured Nigerians that the party would remain committed to democratic values, inclusiveness, and broader political participation. Well, that's the thrust of the story. And, many times we've had lawyers here say, the court remains the last resort for the common man. If you feel aggrieved in any way, just approach the court, which the LPP has done here. And I'm sure that, of course, for them, it is good news now that the court has asked INEC to validate their registration. But the question is, why did you block their registration before the expiration of the time frame that they should have registered? So if that was done by INEC, then it meant that, of course, it was either a deliberate act or maybe it was a glitch.
I really don't want to say so much about this particular story that Abimbola read, because on the hashtag segment of the show today, it will be on INEC. So what I have in mind, I will pour them out.
You will keep it until then. Okay. Joy, let's take your story then.
Lagos State Government expands retirees' welfare support. With inflation and rising living costs increasing pressure on fixed income earners, the Lagos State Government has expanded its welfare support for pensioners. It provided relief packages to retired public servants to strengthen social protection and cushion the impact of prevailing economic challenges. The initiative, coordinated by the Lagos State Pension Commission, LASPEC, began in Ikeja Division and is expected to be extended to Badagry, Ikorodu, Lagos Island, and Ekpe divisions as part of measures aimed at improving the welfare of retirees across the state. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony in Lagos, Director General of LASPEC, Babalola Obilano, said the program reflected the government's recognition of the contributions of retired workers and its commitment to ensuring that retirement remains a period of dignity and comfort. That's basically the thrust of the story as well. And I really like what the state government is doing here in Lagos. I just hope that other state governors can take a cue from what is happening here in Lagos.
Of course, we always say kudos to the Lagos State government, and we've always said Lagos should be used as a case study for governance in Nigeria. If we get it right in Lagos, then other states can also get it right. And really, there is no better way to say it. If you've worked, for a state government or for an organization, either 35 years of your life or till you clocked 60, there's really no reasons why your monies should be delayed when you quit service. So we would continue to, say kudos to the Lagos State government. Retirees' welfare support is very important. Once they leave the active service, to ensure that they stay alive, you have to continue.
And enjoy the wages of their labor.
Which they worked for.
Prices
very,
of
very
gas
important.
have gone up.
And like you said, Joy and Abimbola, Lagos State is really trying compared to what is happening in some other states where retirees have to queue for years in the sun, in the rain, before they get their entitlements. And I wonder how those governors, how they go to bed with their conscience not shaking.
Well,
Yes, they have conscience.
Well, politicians, conscience dead, Babu conscience.
okay, let's go on the X platform this morning to take a look at one of the many trending stories there. This morning, just like Ajibola said, Ajibola is pregnant this morning and is about to give birth. Ajibola has plenty of things in his stomach that he wants to pour out this morning. Ajibola, whatever you do, remember NBC is watching.
I know.
Or else
I
it
know.
is you.
I'll be mindful of my language.
We will bundle you when they come and tell them that those words were solely Ajibola's words this morning. INEC is trending on the X platform this morning. Why is INEC trending? INEC is trending because of certain allegations that, some individuals had access to the database of INEC, and INEC says they will be conducting some probe into allegations of unauthorized access into their database. And the only question that came to my mind when this came out was, how in the world did that even happen in the first place? That some people would have access into the database of INEC. Shouldn't INEC be top-notch in, the protection of every data in their custody? So what happened? Was this a glitch? Has INEC become jam? because so sometimes you begin to ask yourself, for how long do we continue to hide under the guise of these glitches? And then we'll continue to do things over and over again. And these are institutions that should be mindful of data in their custody. So how did these things get out to the extent that INEC will now say they want to probe? So who would you be probing now? So to what extent do we know what is out there? Especially now that election is just around the corner. There's some institutions that should not even find themselves in allegations such as this, because again, there's a trust deficit already on ground, and then you're already finding yourself in another situation like this. How do we clear the air?
Okay, valid question, Abimbola. I would have expected INEC to be above board and, of course, be very serious with data collation, of course, the privacy of those whose data is in the custody of INEC. I remember how Nigerians raised issues as to the appointment of Professor Joash Amukbiton. And at some point in time, people actually insinuated that he's actually doing the bidding of the APC. So with those insinuations surrounding your institution, surrounding the electoral body, I would have expected INEC to act very responsibly. Why would you compromise anybody's data? We have not even started having our elections, and we are beginning to see something as trivial as these. It's not trivial. Something as serious.
It's grave.
Grave, yeah. As these. So how do you expect the opposition parties to have 100% trust in the ability of INEC to organize a credible, free, and fair election in 2027? And I hope that Emeka Ike will not take INEC to court.
Well, he's a Nigerian, and he's aggrieved. And so because, we saw that video yesterday where he was actually shouting at the INEC office. So if he has valid reasons, if he has enough evidence to prove, these allegations, why not? He can test his case in court. And then where this pans out at the end of the day, and I think this is where, again, we need to, political appointees also need to know how to zip their mouths. It's becoming
I think they need reorientation.
Yes, it's becoming unbecoming that these guys just especially, and just say things that are able to.
It's like master, like servants. That's the problem. It's like master. You know the master too. He talks anyhow. So what do you expect of the servants?
We will get there. And I think, until we get people, until there are consequences for bad behaviors, I keep saying this, until there are consequences for bad behaviors, people will not get themselves right on track. When people get punished for being badly behaved, people will start, knowing that, okay, there should be decorum. When you must know what you say, especially when your words can always be traced back to you, you must guide what you say. Even the holy books, utterances, guide what you say. Anything that comes out of your mouth, you must be very careful. Well,
Unfortunately, is also in our industry, and I would have expected something more responsible from him. But it's quite unfortunate, and I hope he will not find himself in trouble, just like Malam Nasir Al-Rufai.
Okay, you can go on the X platform this morning and take a further read on why INEC is trending on that platform. We will take a quick break. We'll return. Part 1 of the conversation will be here. Another conversation about Nigeria and, of course, whether or not there is unity in diversity. That conversation is after this break.